And away we go. Peace, everybody. What's happening? So, here's what I decided to do. Michelle's spending some quality time with her daughter, which was awesome.
Right on.
So, I figured, what the hell? Why not get a chat going? And,
Yep.
you know, do that. And, Sandy, he was she was only joking too, by the way, because she was laughing. Sandy, Stump can't write back because he's on the phone now. So, but he did say he was only joking, and as you are laughing, you assume the same. So it wasn't that he wasn't ignoring your thing there. He just can't write back.
Right. I assure you, I would not ignore you. I was just in here talking with Mike.
While he's live, you can't write into the off your phone. So
yeah. I mean, there's probably a way to do it, but I just don't feel like,
I don't think there is, because I tried to when I had I was on with G Mangos one time, and
okay.
I was on my phone, and I remember being on my phone on Jamie time one night on my phone, and I couldn't type any messages.
Okay.
You know, but it's weird how that works. I think it's kind of odd in a way.
Yeah. But, it is what it is. But yeah, it is pretty cool of you, like you said, Michelle's getting to spend some time with Megan, who's home on leave from the Navy. So, first and foremost, props to her for being part of our military. And two, she's getting to hang out with her mama, and well, Megan's hanging out with Michelle, her mom. Yeah, it's just pretty cool. They're getting to spend some time together, So while that's going on, they're doing the family thing. Brother Mike here is, decent enough to open up the chat, give everybody that's usually there a venue to get together and hang out and shoot the breeze. So,
Absolutely.
hats off to you too, man.
Well, thank you. It's a a very impromptu, any type, anything wants to go. So anything type goes. I'll spit it out in a minute. Anything goes type chat. We'll chat about whatever we want. We'll chat about shit we won't want to chat about. How's that sound? It doesn't really matter.
Well, then, for the record, I don't want to talk about racism or midgets. I'm just not in the mood to deal with either one.
Yeah, I'm not good with midgets. I tease a guy at work. I call him a midget fucker.
Right.
But yeah, I tease him all the time.
This one outfit I used to work for, we had one of our drivers. The boys, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better human being. I mean, he was good as gold. But he was every bit of 4'2", and that's wearing cowboy boots. Okay.
Right.
Like, you know how it is. You get in a truck, you can air the seat up or down. He'd air the seat all the way up. And when you come down, crossing paths in the road, you'd see him.
Yep.
You'd seen this. You seen part of his forehead and his knuckles. You couldn't even see his eyes.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, we called him Short Stack on the radio. Boy, would it piss him off. Yeah, we'd gather up phone books, hijack them out of the office and stuff. We'd put 4 or 5 of them, duct tape them together.
Yep.
Set him in his seat. He'd get mad.
The poor guy.
Yeah. He could drive, but he didn't know he was coming to work with a bunch of assholes.
He found out the hard way.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah. One of the guys just to mess with him, practical joke, instead of putting stuff in the seat to raise it up. You know the little airline, the fit that goes into the bag up under the seat.
Yep.
He undone the airline and put a plug in it and let the seat all the way down. So he had no chance at all. It took him an hour to figure out what the hell was wrong with his truck.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm just gonna. I forgot to let me share this thing. Um, yeah. So what a fast day. I went to. You know, I just found out. Let me type this in there, and I'll tell you what I just found out about Walmart in New Hampshire. Stevie B, how are you? I was in Walmart today, and I was in Walmart in New Hampshire. Um, and I was looking at guns, looking at ammo.
Hmm.
By the way, they have a, what do you call it over there? A old Henry
Oh, nice.
lever action. You know the whole right. You ready?
Right.
You ready?
Okay.
375.
You're kidding.
Nope. I almost bought it right down in there.
Hell yeah.
Here's the interesting part. You ready for this one?
All right.
I'm a non-resident in New Hampshire, obviously.
Right.
I can't buy a gun in New Hampshire at Walmart because I'm not a resident in New Hampshire.
Surely to God, you know somebody there that does actually live there, right?
I said to the girl, "Are you kidding me right now?" She goes, "No, I can't. I can't tell it to you." I said, "Well, you know what?"
Damn.
She says, "No, I can't." I bought guns. She says, "No, no, 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 no. I know you can buy guns, you know, in the state and all that." She says, "But Walmart made a thing where you can't anymore."
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks. So tonight, so far, we have a few people here watching and listening and participating. We have they have a beautiful and first always Sandy's Passions. We have obviously Stumps in here with me. We have Stevie B. Stevie B, how are you? We have Bush Brother. Bush of the Brother. What's going on?
Right on.
Um, yeah, so I was kind of Ronnie Brown. How are you, sir? Always a pleasure. You thought I forgot about you, didn't you? No. Um, yeah, so that was kind of bummed out, you know.
Yeah.
But and I asked her too. I said, "Is that a brand new one?" She goes, "Yeah, that's a new one."
Damn.
I said, "That's not used." She goes, "No, that's not used."
Damn good deal.
Fuck yeah, that's like a fucking $580 fucking gun.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Uh,
And not to try and take over the chat or anything, but you know, for everybody that is here, you know, watching and playing along, so to speak, we sure would appreciate it if y'all go ahead and do the share thing and get a few more folks to show up and shoot the breeze.
yeah, if you could do that. That'd be great. Hey, PG, how are you, my friend? Good to see you again tonight.
What's up, PG?
So I was totally bummed out that I couldn't buy a gun.
Yeah,
Um,
that sucks that they do that, though. I mean,
yeah.
would they not let you? Would they not even let you buy it and ship it to your FFL or anything?
Well, can't purchase it. Not in
Damn.
not in Walmart. And it sucked because they had a Savage in there too. They have a Savage 22 that looked really nice. Um, they didn't have it on display, but they had it out back. They had 4 Savage, 17 HMRs.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Um,
all
with
the
it,
what's the model? The one that's all shit. She said it too, and I forgot. But it's just jet black.
yeah. Um,
Uh, go ahead.
with it being Walmart, I wonder because they have that whole thing where you don't have to, online you can look at them and they ship it to your store and sell it to you in your store in your state.
Walmarts don't sell weapons in my state.
Holy fuck,
That's why I go to New Hampshire.
dude, that's crazy as hell.
Yeah, just a tad. Um,
Damn.
I should probably stop inviting people to this chat because
All the invites, everybody shows up at one time, then we got 1,000 people in here.
pretty much. And it's like, it actually happened to me one night. And I think we took turns. Oh, so I was telling Stump off air, you guys. I know I talked about it last night, but I went out and I bought it. Give it a whirl. It's a 10-week program, apparently. It says if you smoke 10 or less cigarettes per day, do not use step one. I do 10 cigarettes in an hour.
Right.
HRM, how are you, my friend? Thanks for coming in. I'm glad. I do have a trick up my sleeve. You guys are the best. HRM, it's been like you and PG. I was saying this the other night about DSW and a few others. I've known you guys for, it seems like forever. You know what I mean? And you guys have always been good every time I've ever had a chat. You've always came, and that's the beautiful thing about this friggin' YouTube stuff.
Right on.
You get to meet people and chat with people.
Yeah.
Gear Grind's another one.
Oh yeah. He should be in here shortly. He just on the Facebook Messenger thing. He seemed
All
to
right,
be doing it.
all right, NH, no problem, bro. I send you one every Friday night. Just so you know, my phone was dead last night, or I just would have just texted you. But how you doing, brother? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, and wanted to catch up with you. And one of these days, you're gonna take a ride up, and if we don't get to go out somewhere, maybe we'll just go out and have coffee or something. You know what I mean? Oh, did you? Okay. You got to work last night.
But yeah, man, like you were just talking about, the cool part about YouTube and all, getting to meet folks.
Yep.
That it's funny you mention that because I was talking about that the other day with a guy I know. I mean, I've got friends now all over the freaking world, right here through YouTube. I mean,
Yep.
hadn't been for YouTube, you and I never would have crossed paths because, it
Right.
wouldn't happen. And
It's like, yep. Go ahead.
and you're like one of my best fucking buds, I mean,
And isn't it weird because when I joined this, I didn't even know. I was just doing it as a hobby to make videos and watch videos and stuff like that.
yep.
And I didn't know. And you take like an H Trapper. I've been lucky enough to meet him a few times now, and real cool guy. And it's just. I was watching a video tonight with the MI Woodsman did a video a week or so ago, and him and a buddy of his, another fellow, he's a new YouTuber, I guess. But him and a buddy of his went out and did a couple night camp over up on that river that John goes to frequently,
Right. Right.
and that's freaking cool, And
Oh yeah.
I even commented on his when I commented on his video. I says, I envy. His friend's name was Adrian. I said, I envy Adrian. Uh, I'd love nothing better to go and do that. And
Oh
while
yeah.
while this is cool, it brings us together. Sometimes it's people live so far away that it's you know.
Yeah.
But like I said, hopefully, even if I change jobs, I'm gonna vie for 3 weeks wherever I go. And if
Mhm.
I can't change jobs, I'm still gonna have 3 weeks come January. So
Right.
um, either way, I'm gonna wind up with 3 weeks vacation. And I really would like to do the gamut down that way, and
Oh yeah.
because I can do the south in a few days. So
Oh yeah.
um,
Like I say, you know you're welcome. Yeah. Talking about you getting across paths though. Me and brother George are probably 25 minutes apart. What Friday? I think it was.
really,
Yeah.
wow,
He was on his way down to Atlanta for Blade Show, and I was at work. But he's down there now, for the whole Beyond Wood Products
yep,
thing.
yep.
He he'd give me some numbers, and I don't know if I'm really allowed to talk about them, but let's just say if they're able to sell everything he took to Blade Show, that is an insane amount of money that he'll be bringing back for the company.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
and they've
good.
definitely got some
Uh,
beautiful new stuff out now.
yeah, I know what you mean about being so close because like one time, uh, Pennsylvania Shane and Mark the Dutch knife guy, Mark the
Hmm.
Dutch knife guy, came and visited the U.S.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
and
awesome.
yeah, he went and they I'll spit it out. Did a couple of days in Boston, and I couldn't. It was too much. It was just too much. Uh, um, to meet up. They were busy. I mean, he was on a schedule, and because he only had X amount of time to be here.
Right.
So, uh, so then one day I texted Shane and I said, you know, if you if you stop for a cup of coffee, just for a cup of coffee, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but the problem was is that they were on 95, about 5 miles from my job,
Yeah.
and I was 350 miles away from my job at the day. So,
Yep.
but it's one of those things, you never, you know.
And another cool thing here. I don't know if he got to do it or not. But there's another mutual friend of of George and myself. Um, a guy named Trolsky. He come to the U.S. just to go to Blade Show. This is his
I
first
used
time
to,
ever
I
getting
used,
to go.
I used to watch all his videos. Oh, he was one of
Yeah,
the first guys I watched making life with him.
I love his work. Man, he does some beautiful stuff. But I got to know him a little bit through YouTube and then on Instagram as well. So I told him what table and all George was at. Told him if he got the chance, just walk up to him, tell him Stump said, "Hey." So I don't know if he got to do it or not, but
Right.
yeah, just it's wild how we can use these different forms of media to communicate and deliver messages and all. It's kind of
It
neat.
is. It is. It's I love it. You know,
Oh yeah,
I love it even better if I could find some. Well, I would have had time today, but body says sleep, you sleep.
you got that right.
But I gotta go back out. I want to go back out in the woods and test out that ferro rod Stevie was gracious enough to send me, and uh, find a spot, test that out. And,
Oh yeah,
uh, I'm quite sure that thing's gonna work like a freaking charm, anyways.
oh yeah. It's gonna be a kind of like a little flamethrower.
Oh yeah,
That son of a gun
I,
ought to light. Go ahead.
I did so want to strike that son bitch, but if I strike that thing, my house is going up in flames. I could see that coming a mile away. I'm like, oh yeah, I strike this, it's all over.
Right.
You know. What did I strike before? What the hell was I? Oh, believe it or not, I didn't have a match with me. And for whatever reason, I had my Gerber uh, ferro rod with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know the safety one that what's his name sold and screwed in. It's like in the
Yeah.
tube.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just happened to have it in my pocket. I went, oh, I can do this. You know.
Oh.
So I put the cigarette down, and I'm going like this, trying to light it, and I knew it was sparking, and it was hitting the cigarette and everything. And finally, I'm like, oh God, I love it. Get the cigarette going. I'm like, you ready? All of a sudden, I'm like, that don't smell like my cigarette smoke. The
Oh
hell's
no.
that? I look over and I got the freaking work table on fire. The rag that I put a rag down. I don't know why I put a rag down, but I did. And apparently it was covered in whatever. And
Right.
so
Damn.
that
I would
one, I
have.
don't know.
That would have made a killer video, Mike. It really would have.
Yeah, but I could have hurt somebody too.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that's just nuts.
No.
You know, but yeah, it was pretty funny. I laughed. Uh,
Oh,
I laughed my ass off. So yeah, I haven't had a cigarette in a couple hours,
proud of you.
and for me, I have to be sleeping not to have one. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
You know, I like I said, I didn't lie. I went to one store and bought this. I went to another store and bought these. Um, because CVS doesn't carry cigarettes anymore. Who'd have thought it? But I did
Yeah.
figure that I'd need a cigarette in the morning, and then for these to kick in.
Right.
And because it's been years and years and years since I tried the patch, and I was drinking before when I was on the patch, but I do remember there was times that I was climbing the walls and I didn't want to climb any more walls. I don't want to climb any walls, so you know. And I remembered what Frank was saying. Was it Frank? Yeah, I think it was Frankie was saying last night. It's either Frankie or G Trap or one or the other. Anywho, one of them said that don't quit it all cold turkey. You shock your body,
Yeah.
and that's
I
not
think
good.
it was. I think it was Frank said it. Actually, I think both of them said it. Come to think about it.
Yeah. So my goal is not to shock my body. But yeah, in all seriousness, uh, yeah, I don't go 2 hours without a cigarette, not even at work.
Yeah.
Whether I'm driving or not, even if I'm in the warehouse, I go out and sneak a cigarette or two. Then I ask them for one, so I'll go out and sneak one. A little while later, I'll go out and I'll ask them if I can go out and have one. and I get a break, so if I go in there at 8 and my break starts at 11:15, so what's that? Almost 3 hours. So 2 hours and 45 minutes. I've already had 3 or 4 cigarettes.
Yeah.
So,
That's one of the worst times for me, man. When I'm driving, you get stressed out by all the morons in the little four wheelers and folks trying to commit suicide using your truck. Yeah, just
Right. Oh yeah. Hey, Ronnie Brown, what's going on, bro? Awesome to see you again. Um,
there he is.
What's happening, gentlemen?
would you have a date or something?
Yeah, with a hunk of leather in the damn basement.
I didn't even want to hit. Well, leather in a basement don't really sound too good.
Yeah,
So
it is a dungeon.
Have you listened to your voicemail yet?
No.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Hey, G Trapper, what's going on, bro? It's just great to have everybody out. Look at G Trapper's here again. Stevie B's here. Ronnie Brown's back, and and of course Sandy's here. But
Wheat.
yeah, and one of these nights we're gonna get the ever beautiful Sandy's Passions on here.
Heck
Right.
yeah.
And but we probably won't be able to talk like knives though, because we made her spend some money, so we don't want to do it.
Hey, I'm very flexible on topics. You know, once you can hear, I got a whole nother realm beside knives and guns. I mean, we can talk cooking or cars or hell, we can even talk flowers. I've studied that for a little while.
I just don't want to cause her money,
Right?
you know. So we'll see. Hopefully she has the time.
Tell Sandy, send me your address. I'll go buy a knife and hand deliver it.
Right.
Don't fall for it, darling. Don't fall for it.
Yeah, don't fall for it.
In a red van.
Yeah, down by the river.
Red van by the river, knife, rag full of chloroform. Just don't.
Yeah, you
Does
don't.
it smell like chloroform to you?
He's from Michigan. You can't touch a Michigander, other than the M.I. Woodsman and the M.I. Timberwookie.
Yeah.
You know, I would say Dish. I would say Dish was a Michigander, but she's no longer a Michigander.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she gave up the ghost.
You know, she's.
Well, traveling back and forth on occasion, does that make her bi state, not bisexual, but bi state?
I don't know. Not that crazy, Sandy. I hear you. I know you're not that crazy, huh?
Bisexual.
Look, I'm not using words I can't come close to spelling.
Right.
This is good point, Sandy. He doesn't probably realize that you're armed.
Well, that's half the fun of it.
Yeah,
Well, I've actually seen her shoot on a video from quite some time back. The woman can shoot fairly nice too.
Yeah, fairly.
Skin.
Known Sandy a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, she wouldn't shoot me. She's not in the will yet.
We've seen this.
Damn.
Remember all those chats we had? And we had it was me and Tom and what's
That was a really good guy right there.
Frankie. Who else? Who else is on them chats?
I don't know, but there's three of us here, and I feel like the oddball not wearing a hat, so fuck it.
Get your coonskin, brother.
They were a lot of fun, those chats. Great people.
Yep.
Real great people on those chats. A lot of fun. And now we do these chats, so it's Did you ever see that movie with I know Squirrel? Did you ever see that? Movie? Look, I say squirrel in the dog box.
Yep.
Did you ever see the movie oh, his father was a friggin' actor too. Streets of San Francisco.
Right on.
Who are the two guys in that show? He did was it 9? No, he didn't do 9.5 weeks. What's the other one he did? 10 cigarettes a day. Take 10. Give me 1 second on that, G Trapper. Shit, this is gonna kill me. Douglas, yes. Yes. Douglas. Ronnie Brown on top of everything, per usual.
Right on.
So, did you ever see the movie with him, with Douglas? And he was a salesman, and it was depicted back in the 60s, I guess. It wasn't made in the 60s, it's just depicted back then. And he wore a white shirt. And
where he got in a traffic jam and just got out of the car? Yeah, awesome movie.
You see these glasses? Do I look like him?
Do you look like Mike Douglas?
From the movie.
It ain't Mike Douglas.
Remember the movie with him and it's Kirk Douglas. Remember the movie with the guy with him in the white shirt walking down the street with him and his glasses on. In other words, are these
a little bit? It's been a while, but falling down. Very good, Zach.
Very good, Zach. One of the guys at work told me I look like him because of these glasses. Zach Hawkins, how the hell you been? I know you were here last night, and I hope that you heard me shouting you out because to me that shit's important. So, G Trapper says, "Hey Mikey, my doc told me your body requires 10 smokes a day. Take 10 with you and wean off." That's why I got the whole pack. There's 20 in there. Zach? Was it meant to be the 90s? I'm sorry, because he looked like he was living out of the 60s. He had the
he was kind of a geek, computer geek or something.
Groove, where the hell you been?
Love that line in the movie, man.
Little ones.
Oh yeah, I hear like that. Cool. Glad everybody's here.
How's everybody doing?
Doing all right.
Rocking along, still on this side of the dirt, so I'm happy with it.
Just figured we have a chat and
Right on.
get together and see how much hell we can raise, and
Sounds good.
No hell raising. I ain't got the spare money for bail right now.
Who does, really?
Jeez.
Something tells me you hell raised to the extreme.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. The last time I was drinking in a bar, celebrating with a buddy of mine, fellow patch holder back in the day, several tables that were built into the wall in this particular bar were no longer there when we closed the bar down.
Oops.
I personally evicted a band from a bar one night and didn't let the bar owner pay him either. See, yeah, you could say back in the day I'd raise a little bit of hell.
I used to have a T-shirt. That said, "I'm the only hell my mother ever raised."
Right.
Yep. Had that song dedicated to my mom one time on her birthday. She didn't much care for it.
Oh, it's fucking Zach. It's the part where he says in the Army surplus to her, "You see these? Good for stomping queers. Only problem is you got to dig them out of the waffle." Fucking, that was fucking funny.
So Has
Go ahead.
anybody heard Michelle's daughter make it safely?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Everything worked out well, and which is a good, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy. She hasn't seen her daughter in a couple of years, and
Right.
it's not. You're in Japan. It's not like it's. Let me see. Michelle's in North Carolina. So it's not like her daughter's stationed in fucking San Diego, and
Yeah.
she can take a, what do you call it, to any airport. She can take a flight to any airport space for $10.
Yeah.
She can jump on any base she wants, $10, and you just don't have flight times and stuff. Whatever time that plane leaves, you got to be on it and go.
Right.
And then it lands at whatever base it's going to in North Carolina. But seriously, how many bases can there be in North Carolina? So
There's not very many air bases there.
exactly. So my point is that she can drive to one, but this is Japan. You can do the same thing. It just takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
No, Michelle doesn't have a Japanese daughter, Zach.
No, Zach. Michelle's daughter. Yeah, she's in the Navy, stationed in Japan. So she's home on leave for just a little while. I'm sorry, Gribby. What was that?
Hell, I mean, that she's in the.
Oh yeah.
But I get what you're saying though, there, Zach, because when Michelle does laugh, she does look Chinese. But anyway,
Oh.
It's all that weight in her eyebrows, pulling her eyes shut.
yeah. Oh, the bling.
I ain't even going there.
You see the bling? It's the bling. It makes you friggin' the little. What do they call those things? Studs or something? I think it looks cool. I've always liked those.
Curtain catchers.
Yeah, no shit, right? I thought those. I always thought those were cool. I still say they hurt like hell, but people say they don't. I seen a guy with one the other day, but his was close to the corner of his eye.
Yeah.
Like, so, all right, your eye socket here is hit right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pull away that piece of skin like that. That's where his was. I'm like, don't you ever when you get up here, you do one of these? And he goes, oh, I do it all the time.
Rip. It seems like you can see that in the peripheral vision.
Yeah. He goes, but for whatever reason, I can pinch this piece of skin without it hurting. So I figured that'd be a good way to put it. He says, I didn't want to put it somewhere it was going to hurt. And I started laughing my ass off. He goes, let me tell you something. He says, he had one before. And he said that it hurt worse than his tattoo. So we can get, because he had a couple of tats or whatever, I guess. But
Yeah.
Speaking of daughters, mine bought it looks like a 1970s model El Camino today.
oh, that's
nice.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
I don't even see those on the roads anymore.
Matter of fact,
Yeah, buddy, mine. He had a 71. It was sweet. He was
I love the El Caminos.
Hell yeah. Well, the thing with the El Camino is they look good, but for what they were actually intended to be, a small pickup with the luxury of a car, dude, they missed that fucking target altogether.
mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Beef up the springs and make a traveling hot tub out of it.
Well,
Yeah.
the funny part is that, and then Datsun and Ford and Chevy come out with the little S10.
Yep.
And they're all the same, except the El Camino can blow the doors off a little Chevy S10 or a fucking.
Oh yeah.
I forget what the Datsun was. The small compact pickup was for a Datsun, but and then you had the Ford Ranger and the what do you call it? Was still the El Camino still blew by it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of them rolled out with either a 350 or a 396.
Oh yeah.
I think a handful of them had 327s, but I ain't sure.
Had a lady at work had a 60s model. That thing was sweet.
Yeah.
Right on, PG. Station wagon without the roof. You know what I tell?
Yeah.
You know what I tell the kids when I mention the word station wagon, because not many people do. You know what I mean? And then they say a station wagon. You know, and I'm like, yeah, station wagon was a short caravan.
Yep.
You know.
Leave that spare tire at home. You could hire an extra person to go in the drive in. Or fill it full of ice and beer.
Yep.
Not to be confused with a buddy of mine had a Gran Torino. Those are nice.
Those used to rock pretty good.
Except he had what do you call it, pipes on it?
Side pipes or drag pipes.
Side drag pipes on each side.
Yeah.
And you know, you get in the car with them in the summertime and it's like, ouch, that hurts.
Was it like the Starsky and Hutch, or was it an older one?
No, it was like the Starsky and Hutch, but Starsky and Hutch didn't have the side the I call them his and hers fucking pipes, but you know what I mean? He didn't have. I don't remember Starsky and Hutch having pipes on both sides, right?
No, it didn't. It ran duals out from under the back bumper.
Yeah. But it was the exact same year as Starsky and Hutch.
You know, it's fucking weird how we can remember shit like that. I mean, specific things about a car from a certain year and have extreme fucking difficulty remembering shit like somebody's birthday or anniversaries and shit.
Getting someone at the store for the wife.
I stand corrected. That El Camino's 83.
Okay.
Still looks pretty sweet though.
It's still old.
Monte Carlo. Has it got the Monte Carlo front end on it, or has it still got the original front end?
It's 83. It's probably got the Monte Carlo front end on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were interchangeable as hell. I mean, a lot of them running around now with the Monte Carlo front end that didn't come with it, you know?
Yeah.
Or
a Malibu front end.
PG.
Yeah.
PG says he'd like to toy with a 68 and LS 6.2. Oh, I lost it now. Hang on, let me go back.
The front end's the only thing she didn't show in the picture.
We said with an LS 6.2 and a T56 tranny. Yeah, that tranny, that'll be 456 posi and traction bars.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the setup I want to put in a 51 Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
but of course.
Like he's talking about the 83.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to find an old 51 Hudson, chop the top, channel the body, section about 3 inches out of it, and bag it out.
Right.
Yeah. Absolute bare minimum 600 horses under the hood with a 6-speed.
G-Trapper says G-Trapper had a 66 G20.
Yeah, those are nice.
And a 67. And a 67 Super Sport. 2-door.
I had a 67.
Yeah,
but
GTOs are nice. Guys, is the video cracking up on anybody else, or is it PG's? Am I coming clear to everybody?
Sounds fine here.
Yeah. Yeah, on this end, audio and video is great. But, you know, like I say, I don't have the external of the YouTube video feed.
Utah says it's delaying.
That's a bummer.
I'm live here with on the outside. I'm on the outside chat, guys. So let me reload, see if that's helping out anything.
Okay. I remember.
Yeah, actually, I'll drop off and just make sure that my connection is.
Now, do you remember how to come back?
All right.
No. What's this button do?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just in case, Mike would like to thank everybody for dropping by.
No, I want to make sure because PG very rarely has audio issues. So I want to make sure it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about cars a while ago. I remember my first hot rod. The first one that actually had a hand in building. Me and my pop put it together. It was a 75 Camaro. Had the purple vinyl top, hand rubbed black mirror paint on it. Had an aluminum 454 with a damn supercharger sitting up under it.
Right.
That thing was a fucking monster on the drag strip, dude.
Man, I bet.
tote the front end all the way to half track.
Dave's Pacific Northwest Sasquatch Research. Dave, how you been? Good to see you.
Right on.
HRM Weapon says, I like the Chevelle. The Chevelle, that was a cool car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Front end El Camino 396 4-speed. Dark blue metallic. Same way with the 66 vet. Wow, the vets back then.
Yeah, talking about vets, when I was a kid, Uncle Buck had one. And Uncle Buck's a small frame fella. I mean, he makes Steve look like a fucking giant.
Yep.
But he had a 74, had the 454 in it with the twin
Oh.
Holly sitting on top of it from the factory.
Yep. I
And
had those Hollies.
he just bought another new one here. It's a 2016 model. He bought it shortly before Christmas, I think. And it's one of the damn. The fuck is that thing? It's a Stingray. It's the new Stingray model, but it's got the really hopped up engine package and computer package and all that shit.
Yeah.
And he says that thing, if you mess around and turn the traction control computer off, it's set at 60. You don't punch it, you just kind of nudge it a little bit, so that somebody cut a fucking donut with you doing 60 down the damn highway.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not in Mom's kitchen. I'm in my wife's kitchen, David. But it looks creepy. I hear you. But they're in the other room watching TV, so I'm just trying to. HRM says the only to the Chevys I would own. But I guess we should go ahead. The first Z28. The Z28s were cool.
Yeah.
I did have a Monte. I had a 75 Monte Carlo with a Holly 4-barrel in the fucker.
Mhm.
And then Zach was saying about him and a buddy of his bought a project car with his dad when they were in school. It was a 51 Chrysler New Yorker. And he said it was a tank. And it's funny because the girl across the street from me, her father bought her. Now, my dad gave me his Pinto because he didn't want me getting too much trouble. He says, your kids get in trouble with big cars.
Death trap.
Right?
Right.
I
So
seen
I'm
one
in
of
a
them
78
on the road the other day.
I'm in a 78 Pinto 4-speed, right?
Yeah.
The girl across the street, little tiny little thing, beautiful girl. She's still my friends. We're still friends today. Her father goes out and buys her a Plymouth Fury
Oh, wow.
with a 4-something in the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
You could fit like 8 people comfortably in that thing. 4 in
Yeah.
the front, 4 in the back. And I go, Dad, I'm in a Pinto. She's in a Plymouth Fury. I go, you could have an orgy in that car, something fierce.
That might
But,
have been why you were in the Pinto. He didn't want grand youngins that quick.
Well, that's what he said. He wanted to get in trouble. You know? Yeah, the funny part is I blew the engine in the Pinto, and a buddy of mine's father had one sitting in his yard. So we put it in. The problem was it was a 302. And we never changed the rear end out.
Oh.
Mm.
My old man says, I'm not a car mechanic. I don't even play one on TV. He said, you put an engine in it. I go, yeah. I says, Dad, they didn't even charge me $100. Because, his kid's mother wanted it out of the yard. And the father finally got it out, I had to buy a few things here and there, but you know what I'm saying? And he goes, Mikey, I go, what? He goes, did you change the rear end? I go, Dad, why would I do that? And he just looked at me. He says, you're going to blow the rear end on it. I go, why? So I was trying to explain it to me. I don't understand what he's saying,
Yeah, it's geared way too low for that 302.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it ran for about, I don't know, a week and a half. And because I was hot on it too, I'm like, oh wow, I can do this. What? And one day that was it.
Yep.
And so then we put in a rear end. Went down a nap. I'll never forget that.
Oh God.
It's the guy at Napa. I need a rear end for a 78 Pinto. And he looked at me. He goes, "Why would you need a rear end for a 78 Pinto?" He goes, "Did you go to the junkyard?" I was, "No, then I got to take it. No, I just come to you guys. What did you? I need a rear end for a 78 Pinto." He goes, "We have them." He says, "But how did you blow a rear end in a 78 Pinto? That just doesn't happen. This is why we have a lot of them, because it doesn't happen to anybody." I said, "I have a 302 in it." He goes, "What are you doing with a 302 in a fucking Pinto?"
Bouncing all over the place. Little teeny tires must have been scorching.
Scorching, dude, ain't the word for it. I was lighting them up like there was no tomorrow.
Dude, even if that 302 was weak as branch water, with that little bitty ass rear end, if the tires would have hooked, you'd have flipped that sumbitch over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's in-
doing the turtle.
Dude, it only lasts for a week and a half. It started making noises and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know? But back then it was so cool. It's like, you know, my buddy's father knew I didn't have a ton of money, you know, and he wasn't, you know, I think he only charged me like $200 for the fucking engine. You know what I mean? It's like, go buy a 302 for $200 right now.
Right?
Yeah. Good
You
luck
know
with
what I'm
that.
saying? I mean, he had the portable, you know, the portable engine lifts,
Yeah, old cherry picker.
the old cherry pickers. He had one. Dude, when I'm telling you that this engine was in about 3 hours, I ain't kidding. We went down, and he taught me a lot too, that man. You know, he says, you know, when he was, all right, so when he took the engine out of the car that it was in, he marked all the lines and what numbers they were, you know, like
Yeah.
the plug wires and everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he says, "Oh yeah, you do that." He says, "Because then when you go to put on something, you know which one, you know which is which, and you know what's going on." And
Mm-hmm.
he goes, "Let me explain something to you. Even let's say you're going to change the plugs one of these days, you know." He says, "You mark them."
Yep.
You know. And this guy here, he was like the prepper of mechanics. You know what I'm saying? He had two belts, two hoses for each thing. He had, you know what I mean? He just,
Right.
That's the way I travel too.
yeah, that's like, because he'd go away and he'd be like, "That's okay. If something happens, I'll fix it on the road." But
Yeah.
anywho, I got on a nap. I needed a few odds and ends, you know. But I'll tell you what, man, you couldn't. There's no way in hell you can get that today.
No.
You know. But yeah, and my father still valve covers 302 equals $200. No shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. A Chevy Vega G Trapper, huh? Oh, we did when I was in school. We worked on a Chevy Vega.
My little brother
Wow.
had one.
I felt like my ass was touching the ground.
Yep.
There's
Yeah,
a
wagon.
Yep, the wagon.
there's a guy here in Greenwood's got one. It's got a damn 454 wedge down inside of it.
Ooh,
Every
how do you
time
get that in there?
a cutting torch and beer, you can make a lot of shit happen.
Oh yeah.
But and it's not even built all that strong. But you know, they're not the most stout car to start with.
No.
Yeah.
So every time he romps on it, the damn windshield pops the fuck out. Just the whole body, the whole body just, and the windshield goes.
So Digger Joe, first of all, says hi, everybody.
What's up, Digger?
Haven't seen Digger in a while. It's great to see you, bro. Great to see you. Great to see you. And he says he put a 283 in a Chevy Vega.
Oh,
His brother put in a 327 in his Chevy Vega. Ran like a scolded dog.
hell yeah!
All right, good night, Zach. Enjoy your dinner with your dad.
Right?
Nice.
No,
HRM says 440 Imperial Wedge with a question mark. Did I miss that conversation? If I did, I'm sorry.
Sweet.
yeah. No, a lot of the younger, younger gearheads around here, the new in thing for everybody seems to be taking the old S10 pickups or
Yep.
even the little newer the Cheyennes or whatever they call them.
Yep.
And they'll wedge a damn 400 small block down in them with a 400 turbo trans and a little
Yep.
Ford 9-inch rear end.
Yep.
You'd be surprised how stout that little package is.
Yeah, but will the 9-inch rear end hold that though?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember what the hell my
Oh,
rear end was when I put it
Mike,
in.
I've
Ford
taken
makes it
Ford
easy.
9-inch rear ends. You know, it's a very well made rear end. It's easy to
Oh,
swap
yeah.
the gears out in it.
I'm trying to remember if that's
Dude,
I don't think that's the rear end I put in the Pinto. I think that was.
I've I
I'm
have
trying to remember.
personally Ford 9-inch rear ends. I've seen them take in excess of 1,000 horses.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, so
not
that's plenty.
long, but they'll do it.
Right.
I like to
If you want, yeah, if you want to do it every weekend at the track, you got to brace and gusset that
Yeah.
motherfucker up.
283 was a great engine, G-Trap. You're 100% right.
right.
Yep.
Don't those Rangers have the 9-inch? Yes, I do believe they do. Both my brothers had Ford Rangers. I do believe the Rangers do have the 9-inch rears in them.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm pretty damn well positive they do.
Yep.
Um,
I mean, there's got to be a reason other than the fact there's a billion of them laying around that a Ford 9-inch rear end is kind of like the industry standard for hobby dragsters and even dirt cars nowadays. You know.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you though,
There's
they ruin cars though, Stump.
oh yeah.
I mean, even some of the looks of them, right? So they take a Jag with a beautiful long nose on it, and they
Mhm.
make it as big as your laptop.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Well,
took a
Cadillacs
beautiful,
like shit.
they took a beautiful Continental. You couldn't fit the thing in a 2-car garage, and
Yeah.
they turn it into a fucking Ford Taurus. Um,
Let's see,
What's
here's
the old classic where they chopped the damn trunk off and made it look like it got raped?
that
That
was
the Caddy.
yeah
the Caddy, the Seville.
yeah the
Yeah.
Seville done it. Lincoln done one time. It was a town car. They chopped the ass in off of it.
Yeah, it was some weird ass angle on there. It looked like a
Yeah.
fucking
It was like that, going like this.
Yeah.
Those are the old Sevilles.
Yep.
But you know,
They
you
did that in
think
the
about it. You think about it. All of us, and I'll even go ahead and categorize us as old farts now, old gearheads. We sit around and we want to restore, like a '57 Chevy or an old Nomad,
Uh,
or even an old Hudson, maybe even an old Packard, something like that.
Mhm.
Now, who the fuck do you think in 50 years from now is going to want to restore or even try to make a damn piece of shit hot rod out of a fucking, a new
Toyota.
Silverado or, like
Right.
damn Toyota Tundra,
Right.
fucking
No, I hear you.
Camry or they're disposable fucking garbage now, dude.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I tell you what though, I had some kind of rice burner car come by me the other day on the way home from work, and that thing ran. Holy shit! He had his computer out, and it all ran
Oh
off
yeah.
the computer and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all enough
Big
computer.
giant
Probably
exhaust.
nitrous. Yeah, he had probably had nitrous on there and everything.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, he had something under that hood because he pulled up next to me and the whole Jeep was vibrating.
Yeah.
Partisan Gorilla says, PG says they fucked up everything ever since 1973.
Yep.
Good
Yep.
point. And Ronnie Brown said the 77 Cadillac Seville, the frame was awesome good on those.
Yeah,
They
you
had a couple of hits in there. A couple of Monte Carlos looked decent. The Grand National, they had a hit with.
Yeah, that was a badass little car right out of the factory.
They
Oh,
geared
yeah.
everything. They gear everything now to
30 plus miles to the gallon and no balls.
so they must
Yeah.
so they have to make everything light.
Yep.
My 75 Monte Carlo was a heavy vehicle. That friend of mine that owned the Plymouth Fury, that thing was a fucking Sherman tank.
Right.
you can bounce those things off fucking trees and have no problem the next day.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I
it's
have a
like
little,
it.
I have a little Hyundai fucking accent. I hit a tree. I'm in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get stuck on a snowflake.
Exactly. You know,
Dude, I used to drive my mama's old Bonneville, and if you got to run at her, you could go through 3 feet of snow with that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I used to do it. Trust me. On them country roads, I used to go through 4-foot drifts with that thing. Poof! Totally
It's like it. It's like that old Dodge. I mean, granted, it's out here now. It's not running because the motor's fragged and destroyed the front axle. It's a '77 W200 Power Wagon, 318 sitting in it.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had that thing. It's only got 33-inch tires on it, no lift. 5-speed, double-O granny gear, full-time 4-wheel drive.
Right.
Dude, I have had that thing in the pond with my kid when he was little, floating in the water inside the damn truck. Try that shit with the truck, see what's going to happen.
right.
That
Well,
bitch
first of all,
ain't gonna
you
live.
Computer.
Yeah, it ain't gonna live through it.
hey, time in the line. How
Holy
are you?
smokes.
Great to see you, brother.
Time on the line, as in Norm. It's
Yeah.
damn good to see him.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Norm. It's been a while since I got to see you, and it's always a pleasure to have you with us.
Hell yeah, damn good dude right there.
Right on.
Yes, and G-Trap also says he's worked in a scrapyard for 40 years. He sees how things go to shit.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just amazing.
But I mean, it's everything. I mean, even tractor trailers now. Back in the day,
Everything's light.
you know,
They're
like,
all, yeah, you can drive through a building.
yeah, now,
Yeah.
hell, the last new Peterbilt I was in, the entire cab was
Yep.
fiberglass.
Yes, the whole
There was no metal except for the frame and the bed on the back and the fifth wheel.
all the
Not
FedEx
good,
tractors
not
are like
good.
that.
Yeah.
All FedEx tractors are all plastic, right? And here's what they're doing up north now, right? And it was a guy in a Kenworth, and he was a logger, and we call him moose guards. And they put the big, huge fucking guard on there. And before, there used to just be two little, little low. We used to call them low riders because it was on a low rider as you're thinking low rider.
Mhm.
But it's just 2 bars going this way, left and right, with a couple of extensions going vertically. Okay.
Right.
Now they have them from the bottom of the bumper all the way to the top, right where the hood meets, where the eye level meets the bottom of the windshield meets the eye level to the top of the hood.
Yeah, they come over the grill and back over the hood like a
Yes,
almost full-grown cage.
Right.
pretty much. They're moose guards because everything else on that truck is fucking fiberglass.
Yeah.
You hit a moose at fucking 50, it's all over now. You're in a truck.
Yeah. And the newer trucks, good luck getting a CB to work unless you're gonna run power and ground yourself, because there's no metal in the truck to get a ground. You've actually got to run your antenna mount, ground it to the damn frame with a wire, and you actually got to run power from the battery box itself.
Wow.
Yeah.
HRM weapons says 283 double hump heads, really. Mechanical cam torque 2 750 Holly double pumper with 4 corner idle circuit adjustment and a Super T10.
Hell yeah.
Right on.
It's all numbers to me.
Yeah. Those were little
Yeah, but those are numbers that make some of us, like myself, twitch just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
And Groover
Damn.
does have a great point. When I was in school, there was always like a buddy of mine. He had a 68 Camaro. He had a 327 in it. Okay. Somebody told him to put a 283 in it, and everybody's like, "No, put a 350 in it." He says, "Fuck you, I'm leaving the 327 in it." And so he did. He left the 327 in it. It did him just fine. So now the argument hits: 283 or 350.
454. It's hard to outrun cubic inches.
Yeah.
It is hard to outrun cubic inches, but with the 283,
It might take you a minute to get going, but once you get moving,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. With the 283, you don't have to worry about that minute getting going.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've always been a fan of the big block, though. I mean, you can build one, get it to spin up kind of fast. It just the torque numbers you can produce with a built big block are just fucking stupid. They really are.
I used to love my old 400 in my Grand Prix.
In the
Yeah.
and in those days, you know, if you got short legs like me, you know, you get yourself a milk crate and stand on it, and you can take care of everything you need to take care of. Or if you had a pickup like me, you can take your same milk crate, stand on it, sit your ass in a fucking
Sit on the inner fender and change your
sidewall,
plugs. Yeah.
sidewall, and do everything you need to do. I literally open my wife's hood and I go, "This is fucking retarded." Click.
Hey, you open the hood and there's like a second hood. You know, it's all that plastic shroud shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't the 283 wasn't a speedster, no. But
But the
Yeah.
283 with the right
Exactly.
gears in the rear end would make a little monster, man. It really
Oh, yeah.
would.
Oh, yeah.
292.
But I am.
No,
I'm a 350 guy. I like the 350s, to be honest.
Oh yeah, now I'm hardcore Chevrolet through and through. I mean, damn near got a bow tie tattooed on my dick. But Ford did make one motor that has impressed me ever since I've known anything about it. That was a 289.
Yep.
Yeah.
289. Even if you ran low compression pistons like 8.5s or even 9s, a simple swap of a cam, you could make that motherfucker the most reliable daily driver or the most vicious little fucking hot rod you ever wanted to see.
Yep.
That was a badass motor straight out of the factory.
My little
Really,
brother's got
PG,
one.
a 4.8 to 292? I never knew that, brother.
Hmm.
I'm just finding this out. So a 4.8 is a 292.
Wow.
Oh yeah, absolutely, G Trapper. I told you my Monte Carlo with the Holly 4-barrel in it. Dude, I used to watch that fucking gas. Okay, so my speedometer would go like this. It looks like windshield wipers. My speedometer would go like this, and my fuel gauge would go like that.
Right.
I can remember many weekends at the drag strip, that old Camaro, fucking 20-gallon tank up under it. You could get 3 passes. You didn't have enough gas to make that 4th pass.
Right.
Yeah, and that was a short track. It was the 8th mile.
I liked what's his name's Camaro. Was that a Camaro? Hang on a minute. Let my brain think a minute here. Ooh, I believe that was a Camaro. You guys remember Rocket Files, TV show, The Rocket Files?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Was that a
James Garner.
James Garner? Was that a
Gold Firebird, wasn't it?
was that a Firebird?
Or was it a Camaro?
That's
This Camaro about a 74 to 76, maybe.
If I'd ever seen the show, I'd know because hell, I had a 75 Camaro.
Yeah.
I always liked those. I had no problem. I had another buddy of mine. He had a fucking Le Mans. He had more people want to go with him. He dragged with this kid. He was a couple years older than us, but he had was it a 78? Mach 1 was in 78? Yes or no?
I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure either.
The Mustang, when Ford came out with the Mach 1, was it Mach 1? Mach 4.
The only thing I'm really familiar with on the
I thought it was
Mustangs
78.
was
I think 72 or
Cheryl.
74.
Yeah,
Oh,
But
very good.
Carroll Shelby, that's about the only thing I know about a Mustang.
Oh, the shows were nice.
Oh
God, they were.
But
yeah. Oh,
I seen a Mustang at work the other day. It almost looked like he had it on a Bronco frame. He had a full roll cage, no top on it, and the spare tire was mounted on the truck. It was
No shit.
it was a classic Mustang, and I'll tell you what, it was pretty badass looking.
That would have been kind of unique.
Yeah, it was.
I had my buddy, he would always fuck around with this kid in his Le Mans with a Mark 1, and it was always close.
Yeah.
Fastest car I've ever driven was is either a 68 or a 69 GTO. And it had a 428 tri-power out of the station wagon in it. Muncie 4-speed.
Thank you, Digger Joe.
That was a scary car.
Digger Joe says
Hell
Robert
yeah.
Krause was a Firebird.
Oh, okay.
oh, was it okay?
So my bad. I said Camaro. My bad.
Well, I
Yeah, me
guessed.
too.
I guessed.
I was wrong.
Well, if the show's based on the car, I might have to check it out because I mean I like cars.
That's really not based
No,
on the
it's not.
car.
It just shows them getting in at the beginning of the show all the time.
Oh well, that ain't from shit.
They were nice.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Who mentioned it? HRM, was it you that mentioned the? Who mentioned the Z28s earlier? A friend of mine had one of those Z28s. Those are sweet. I liked them.
Right. See, that's something else they screwed up. They're putting stupid names on stupid cars. Like I seen a GTO one time. I think it was in the 90s. It's like it looked like a Toyota Corolla or some freaking.
Yeah,
It's like that ain't no GTO. Get that out of here.
right. Well, it's like you remember the Impalas back in the old days, and look at
Yeah,
what
I
an
had
Impala is now.
I had a
Right.
78.
Yeah.
Another one that changed. 78 Chevy. It's 78 79 Chevy Impala. You know how small they are now?
Yeah, you can fit one in your friggin' lunchbox,
Right.
Yeah.
and it don't weigh much more than your lunchbox. Here again, all freaking plastic.
They had a couple of good years, and then they pooped out again.
Yeah.
Look at remember the old Buick Skylarks?
Yeah.
Oh. You take the family car out for a ride and you just lighten them up because nobody knew that you had the pause. It was just a fucking what?
Yep.
Or
The
Buick
four,
Regal.
did they come 442?
I don't know.
Did they come 442 in that?
That's the way my mom's old Bondoville was. I called it Bondoville because it had a big old gob of Bondo on the rear end of it. But that was a little sleeper cruiser 4-door, man. But I tell you what, you nailed them 4 barrels. That ass end would stand up, shift to the left, and go down the road.
Oh,
That's how the Monty was, and it was all stock. Nothing. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't. You know what I mean? It was just all stock.
Flip the air cleaner over so you can hear them 4 barrels kicking in.
yep.
You know what car? I didn't like though was the sister, was the Cordovas. I never liked them.
Nah,
Yeah.
Corinthian.
Never liked them. Yep, never liked them.
You're talking about the way that thing would kind of squat and shift in the back end. Yeah. My other half here, she can tell you about it. We had a 68 Chevrolet C10. Yeah. We put a 383 stroker in it. Yeah. Decent intake, set of headers with old Jeep cherry bombs, old glass pack cherry bombs.
Yep.
Yeah.
The old glass patch, but we also have those.
That was it for the exhaust. Great big ass fucking Holly sitting up on top of those 1150. It didn't matter if you were sitting still or if you were doing damn 70 or 80. You just stomp on it and open back 2 barrels up.
Yep.
She would sit down, and it's like the front end would come up, and then the whole truck would lift up like a boat and set back down on plane, just like a damn bass boat in the water.
Right.
Dude, that truck scared the dog shit out of me more than one time.
A little squirrely.
I
Yeah.
had a cop pull me over in it one afternoon, and he looked at me. He said, Mr. Ouster, point blank, why did you stop? I said, be honest, you know, blue light. I ain't got maybe half a tank of gas. He said, well, if you had the gas, there's no way I could have caught you. I said, do what? He said, my radar gun's got a certain point it goes to, then it just starts flashing. And my car is a chase car, and I can't run as fast as my radar gun will read. He said, when I hit you originally, you're running 112. When I flipped the lights, it went 112, 120, 130, then it started flashing, and you were getting gone. I said, yeah, like I said, I'm low on gas. Being honest with him, I actually got out of that fucking ticket. he told me
Wow.
he told me to slow the fuck down.
Shit, that's go to jail speed in there.
Damn right.
Yeah.
He was old school gearhead. I mean, he liked the truck,
Right.
Yeah, those headers and those old glass back cherry bombs. And like I say, it was short as the damn exhaust ended under the cab of the truck. I mean, it didn't even come behind the cab. Dude, you could hear that sumbitch a day and a half away sometimes.
Oh, fucking
Pulled up right behind the headers. Yep, I remember.
Uh-huh.
PG. PG just hit the nail on the fucking head. He said body styles for about every car since 2000 resemble some kind of girly bathtub or soap dish, and all those little SUVs look like pigs on wheels.
Yeah,
Just my rant.
he's
I couldn't
right.
be more right. The only vehicle for SUV, anyways, the only vehicle they've tried to keep tradition with is the Jeeps. They've always tried to keep the grill and the round lights and all that. That's the only one I can see they try to keep. I don't see a car.
You know what a base model Jeep will cost you nowadays?
Yeah.
Freaking 30 grand.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, he's right, because if you think about it, none of them, not one of them, look like they use. Not even the new Jags compared to another Jag.
Oh hell no!
You know what I mean?
The only thing I seen that come out good last year, the year before, was the Corvette.
The Vet's similar.
It looked like I was following behind.
They changed that Jeep this year too. They changed it this year, so 17s don't have the old grills and the round lights and the.
They've changed them a lot in the last couple of years. Stretch them, turn them into 4 doors and all that
like
shit.
The windshield. They used, how it comes up straight and goes. It's a straight windshield. It's not.
Yeah. They
like it was in the old Army Jeeps where it was made from.
No.
But none of them are. What's the other one? Even the other one I'm pissed off at. The only ones
the new Cadillac SUV looks like a freaking hearse.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only one that semi, and I might be all wet about this subject, but semi looks like it is the Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one because they tried to make a long nose out of it. It's a wider nose. I think they killed the Camaro.
Yeah, and that one hurt my feelings because I've always loved the Camaros.
Yeah.
From a performance standpoint, the new Camaros, they are nice. They don't look bad, but they tried to make them look like the old ones, and they missed the mark. I mean, they really did.
Just like the old Thunderbirds too.
Yeah, old Thunder Chicken. God
almighty. Right on. Yeah. I mean, hell, the newer ones. I mean, they're kind of similar, but there are some differences.
Yep.
Yeah, Dad's got an old 312 out of an old Thunderbird.
Oh yeah.
Fuel injected. Yeah, fuel injected 3-speed. Oh yeah, I want to get a hold of it.
Yep. We was talking about Jeeps a while ago with Steve there. When I was younger, Pops had one. It was just a yard truck. I don't think we ever put insurance or tags or anything on it. Just a little something to play with around the house. It was an old CJ5, I think it was. Had the 318, no 304 with a Holly sitting on top of it. Remember the old fender well headers, for the side
Yeah.
pipes?
Yeah.
Right.
That son of a bitch had more low end torque than anything I've ever seen in my life. But a few times we did take it out on the road because we're out here in the middle of nowhere. You
Oh
get out
my
on the
God.
road, man, at 45 mile an hour, that son of a bitch sounded like it's fixing to come unglued. It'd be turning like 5-6 grand to do 45.
G-Trap, you like the new Mustangs? I don't like the way they look. PG
Nah.
says, and what the fuck is that minivan Kia shit with the wraparound part way back window? Oh my God, Jap crap, stupid.
That's that little thing the TV commercial got the fucking hamsters in it, right?
Yes.
Looks like a concrete block with a shoebox
It-
stuck on the
It
front
looks
end.
Coaster.
stupid.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
just
bought a different one today earlier.
that's a Honda, isn't it? Or a
It's just-
Hyundai or Honda?
Something.
And not to mention, you get into the commercial vehicles, like the new vans and stuff. Like we don't even have a van anymore. We have a fucking Freightliner.
That European style.
Yeah, the sprinters and the transporter and stuff
Sprinters.
like that.
Yeah, Mercedes makes them.
Yeah.
And it's just, it sucks. Everything's computer. You have to have the, what do you call it in it? The because they're diesel, so you have to have the
That DEF shit.
DEF, and it's just everything's a pain in the nutsack now.
And if you don't mash on it and keep it above 65 every so often for like an hour, it's got a damn pull up. You got to pull over and go fucking regen and all
Well,
that.
yeah, well,
shit.
it regens on its own, but as long as you're going over 30 or something.
Ah,
You're going over 30. If you're doing over 30 you have to go over 30 for like 30 miles or 25 miles. It'll regen. If you don't, you don't have to pull over. If you can't, then you have to pull over. It's like 20 minutes, and it's a pain in the nuts.
yeah.
Explain that to me, Mike. I don't know what you guys were talking about. Regen.
All right. So okay. So the computer tells you when you need to regen it's the filters, correct, Stumper?
Yeah, on the
But
exhaust side, you have a canister, kind of like a catalytic converter, but way bigger.
Right.
Right.
And the DEF fluid gets injected somewhere in the process, and it supposedly burns inside of this catalyst container, removing a lot of the toxins that are emitted, your emissions.
Right.
Well, this canister, like Mike was just saying, will clog up. The amount of flow will reduce to a point where the computer says you need to regen, short for regenerate the filter. So what this sumbitch does is it hits a certain RPM and holds it to get the exhaust temp high enough to burn the crap
Burn the
out
crap
of that canister.
Gotcha.
Now, all the trucks that have it will have a little sticker somewhere in it that tells you if you have to do a manual regen, be sitting on gravel or something like that. Don't be you're sitting in a field with grass. Don't be around dead leaves. Because that damn canister will get just shy of glowing fucking red when you do a manual regen.
Yep.
Oh wow.
And
So
the
would
cab
you
gets
pull over
nice and
trough on
fucking.
Do what, Steve?
Huh?
So you just pull over and get the RPMs way up or something?
If you can't,
It's
like I
got
said,
a
if you
little
can't do 30
button
miles
you got to do.
30 and 30 they call it.
Yeah.
If you can't do 30 and 30 miles an hour or better for 30 miles, you have to pull over. It tells you right above the visor. You flip the visor down.
Yep.
It's hit this, hit that, hit this,
Yep.
and then it regens itself. But now you can't move for half an hour.
No.
Well, that
Okay.
sounds like bullshit.
And if you,
Yeah.
and like Stump just said, if I'm on a highway up in New Hampshire somewhere or Maine, and just to be safe, I pull off the breakdown lane, so no fucking logging trucks are gonna hit me or something.
Mhm.
Okay, and I'm in tall grass. I'm telling you right now, I'm setting a fire.
Yeah.
It's just the way they are. It's
And
but
here's
they suck.
here's the kicker, Steve. When that thing starts clogging up or restricting flow to the point that you have to do a manual regen,
The engine light
truck
goes on.
Oh, the engine light comes on, and if you don't go and pull it over, do it then. You got about 5, maybe 10 minutes. The
Yep.
truck will start to derate power.
Yep.
you start losing power. It's got 4 stages. Well, it goes through the first one, you lose a little bit, then you lose about half, then you're down to about a fourth. If you fuck up and let that last little warning light go out, you're
You
going
ain't
to
going
tow that
nowhere.
bitch to a shop.
No shit.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Wow.
It's not. It is not fun driving in diesels anymore. It's just not.
Mm-mm.
It's too many bells and whistles. Too many things that if
Yep.
you don't do right, like Stump just said, you are sitting on the road. Now the problem I have is that with my company, we are leased through Ryder. Okay, Ryder Rental Services. Okay, Ryder Rental lease. However, you guys know what I'm talking about,
Yeah, that's a whole new way to get raped right there is what that is.
right? But here's the problem. If I'm up in, let's say, Littleton, New Hampshire, which is approximately 130 miles from my shop, the closest one to me would be Manchester, which is probably 85 miles.
Wow.
Okay, that's the closest one.
Nope.
Now, there's an hour and 25 minutes. He's got to figure out what's going on with it. I'm there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
We
I'm
have, we have. Okay, so the new trucks we got, right? They're bigger fuel tanks and everything like that. Okay. Oh, that it holds 62. In both tanks. Set to hold 62. So I says to the kid, I go, top that thing off. I go, because I'll do it. And I'll get another fucking 2 gallons in there.
mm-hmm.
He goes, if I do that, it'll fuck up your back tank. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, oh yeah. So he's explaining to me that if you top off the front, you can top off the rear, you just can't top off the front.
It messes with the pressure regulators and shit.
Yeah. So the rear feeds into the front. So it's okay that you top off the rear. You top off the front, it fucks everything up. And then when you run out of fuel, the rear won't kick in.
Yep.
I run out of gas a few times. And then luckily I can just prime it. Stump will tell you. And
Yeah.
mine's easier because I'm in a box truck and it's in between the box and the cab. So I just.
Oh, you lucky bitch.
Oh yeah, it's literally. I get out of the truck. I step left again. Now I'm looking in between the cab and the box, and literally I look down and there's the button. Ding 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 ding. And yeah, there's no climbing underneath. There's none of that bullshit. There's no opening the cab up.
We gotta raise the hood, pop the seals loose on the injectors.
Yeah, see, I don't have to do all that bullshit.
Fucking use a damn Pepsi bottle or whatever, siphon fuel out to prime the damn manual pump, then prime the fucking motor, then bleed the damn air. Oh,
I don't
you
do any of that bullshit.
lucky bitch.
They got a pump right there. And just 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5?
Turn it over. Oh, thank you very much. See you later. Bye.
Dude, that's cheating.
Yep, it is. You know as well. You don't know as well as I do. When you're out there and it's fucking 10 degrees, I want the 5 pumps. You know what I mean? But
dude, one of ours go down and we got to sit there and pump it back up after somebody brings you some damn fuel. You're like easy 150, 200 times you got to damn shove that little pump plunger in there.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing what they're doing today. And, this DEF shit, I actually watched it on Discovery about 2 or 3 years ago, right before they made it mandatory. And they did this computer generated thing with the shit coming out of a stack of a truck. And we've all been behind trucks that stink, and a guy like me who's a pussy when it comes to different smells, I literally gag. And so what this DEF does is that it takes away all that shit.
Yeah.
You don't see Think about how many times you've seen smoke come out of a stack. I mean, smoke. I don't mean, because it's cold and you see steam coming out of a stack. I mean, smoke.
Yeah, they just roll with black smoke.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore.
Yeah. Well, you do in mine because all that DEF shit ain't on there, and the fuel's turned
all right.
way up on that sumbitch.
But is if you came up here, right?
Dude, they won't let my truck in your state.
That's what I'm saying. If you came up here and you was changing gears and they seen a big puff of smoke come up them stacks, rest assured that they're red tagging you. You ain't going nowhere.
Brother, I promise you, even empty, if I get out on the road with my truck and just start banging through the gears, mashing on it real hard, dude, it looks like middle of the night for 10, 15 minutes behind me. You've seen, like the Five Finger Death Punch video, the little diesel rat rod just puts up this huge black cloud.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
I mean, like I said, the reason mine does that, the fuel is turned up on that thing. I mean, literally, my injectors are non-regulated. It's that some bitch is, full bore, wide ass open. Because some of the shit we do, you need the power.
Right.
Well, here's the other thing I love, right? So I call a boss, and I says, "Hey, listen," I says, "I got this fucking a couple of bells and whistles on the dash I've never seen before, and I'm driving them. I was wondering maybe if you knew what they are, so I have to pull over and look at the fucking manual." And he's like, "Sure, what do you got?" Well, one says SRS, that's in red. I said, one has a picture of the engine with a line going through it, that's in red. And one's amber color with, it looks like a bunch of water. He goes, "Where are you?" I go, "I'm down the Cape." He goes, "Pull over." I said, "Okay." So I pull over. Now the closest one to me there is in Braintree, Mass. Okay, which was probably 40 to the bridge. I was probably 60 something miles away from that one, from that rider. Calls rider, rider comes down. He says, "Yeah, listen." He says, "First of all, you know what the SRS is?" I goes, "No, what is that?" He goes, "That's your airbag. And that's your brake system." He told me what it actually stood for, the SRS stands for. Anywho, I was, "What you tell me is I have no airbag and no." He says, "It's not that you don't." He says, "Yeah, you don't have an airbag." He said, "But the problem is that if we don't look at this, we got to make sure," because he says, "that will lock up on you." He says, "You can be doing 70 and all of a sudden."
Oh,
Yeah, you'll Garfield all up against the windshield.
Oh, yeah. So then I said, "Awesome, awesome, awesome." Guy comes down and is telling me all this shit. I said, "Well, what's everything else?" He's, "I don't know. Let me hook you up." So he hooks everything up to the computer. He goes, "Start it." I start it. Nothing comes on except for the SRS thing, right? He goes, "You should be good." I goes, "Okay, you just got done telling me the SRS thing means if I'm going down the highway, that thing can just lock up anytime." He says, "Yeah, but," he says, "we can look at it. When you bring it in the shop, we'll determine whether that's going to happen or not." Has the truck been in to be looked at yet? No.
Oh, God.
So I'm just waiting for the day that I'm just like,
yeah, you
It'll
know what
happen.
life feels like.
It will happen. I have seen it happen on the interstate.
oh,
Big black
Yeah.
mark.
and that's the other thing. Here's the other thing about the Dodge. No, Dodge had a Sprinter. Well, they still do. We used to have a Dodge Sprinter. Same deal. Mercedes and Dodge name on the outside. Okay. Mercedes on the inside on the engine. Okay. This is the best one because and HRM just reminded me of it. And Stevie B fixing a flat. I'm fixing a flat tire. The spare, that's right, it's on the front seats. Amen. Okay. I want to fix a flat tire in a Dodge Sprinter. Couldn't find it. You know why? It's in a panel under the seat, under the front seat. HRM is not joking. Not even by a little bit. Okay. And I'm looking for a handle, right? It ain't a handle. It's a little plastic fucking standard screwdriver that you just go like this. It's like a one-turn thing. You know, you can do it with a quarter or something, you know. One-turn thing, blip, comes up. Okay. Changing the tire. Tire's changed. Everything's all set. Boom, boom, boom. Get back in the vehicle. It won't start. Not only will it won't start, it won't even fucking turn over. Well, this here vehicle wasn't through rider. We owned it outright. Send it back to the dealer. Get it towed. Send it to the dealer. I go back to the shop. It comes back like 3 days later. Well, what? You didn't know that when you change a tire, that if you leave the key in the ignition, it acts as a kill switch.
The hell?
I go, how the fuck am I supposed to know that?
Oh, that's crazy.
I go, so that sounds like a bunch of hogwash.
It's you know, all the books that come with the trucks, it's all covered in there. That's
It
part
is.
of the
Because we
it's like
found it.
their version of the lockout tag out.
Right.
That
And
way
we found it. It was in the book.
Yeah.
And it does. It acts as a kill switch if you leave, and also to not just to change the tire, because those keys to those Sprinters and Freightliners are different than the key that you would. They really are.
Mhm.
If you leave the key in the ignition for too long, you won't start either.
Wow.
It's the dumbest.
Yep.
Thankfully, that truck is gone. But oh yeah, Mike, what do you mean it won't start? I goes, dude, it won't even turn over.
If it makes you feel any better, Mike, you know, I've run equipment for as long as I can remember. You know, dozers, you know, all kinds of shit, right? I got on one at work the other day. Brand spanking new machine. I mean, this thing still had the plastic on the seat inside the cab, you know, straight off the lowboy.
Yep.
I got a pair of my keys because it's cat. Cats use the same key for everything since they were invented. You know, they only got two keys. One looks like a Ford farm tractor, and the other one kind of looks like the key that goes in your, you know, your early 2000 pickup. So I get up there. I go to put my key in the damn ignition switch. Okay, this is different. There's no hole there. Okay.
Push it harder.
Right.
No, it's just like the newer cars that have the little push button.
Yep.
It's got a key fob, just like comes with the newer cars, which we've got it, you know, just wired or tied with wire, you know, on the front of the seat, so that the fob's always close enough. You just mash the little engine run button. So I got that figured out, and I'm trying to figure out why is this summit still not cranking. So I get on the phone, you know, one of our guys in the shop. I said, "Look, dude, something's wrong with this motherfucker." He starts laughing. He says, "No, it ain't. The big break in the center." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Press it." I said, "What do you mean, press it?" He says, "Just like the new cars, you know, you have to be holding the brake for it to crank. Same thing with new equipment. You got to be holding the damn brake to start the son of a bitch."
Oh boy.
You talking about a pissed motherfucker when I found out it was something that damn simple, and I done sat there for 10 minutes trying to get this bitch to turn over?
Man.
Yeah.
It's the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, now here's the real kicker. Anybody knows anything about equipment, you see dozers working somewhere, bulldozers are meant to work slopes. Okay? You get on steep inclines and shit. I mean, they're made to do that. Now the motherfuckers have a computer in them that if you get on too much of an angle, it shuts the motherfucker down.
Are you kidding?
Can't crank that bitch back up until somebody pulls it to the top of the hill and gets it back on flat land, or drags it to the bottom of the hill and gets it back on flat land.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
Get on too much of a camber sideways,
Yeah.
same thing. It just shuts down. So if you're in a hard push and you've got the blade angled and you're using the blade and the weight of the dirt in front of you to keep you from falling off the fucking hill,
Yeah.
yeah, the bitch just shuts off. Guess what's gonna happen?
You're going to slide down the hill.
You're gonna find out what it feels like to be a frog in a blender,
Yeah.
all the way down the hill.
Man.
So
That's stupid.
it's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, the book on it says it'll allow you to work a 4-to-1 slope. Anything steeper than that ain't happening.
4-to-1.
Yeah,
That's
that's not even a fucking.
Mm-mm.
That seems not.
Hell, the guys at our local landfill wouldn't be able to do any work at all
Exactly.
Yeah.
because there ain't a place on there that's under that grade.
Yeah, we looked.
Side to side, 4-to-1. Anything but steeper than that, it's going to shut it off. And you can still work it straight up and down, but that's it.
I like watching the guys using the big front end loaders at the. Well, it's a landscape. They call it a landscaping place. This is a place you can buy all the mulch and stone and all that shit.
Mhm.
And we throw our pallets down there. You know, they charge us per cubic yard or whatever, and it comes out to about $80. But anyway, I watch them, and they'll make a road out of the fucking out of the mulch,
Mhm.
and they fly up there, and of course they're so big and they bounce. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good.
We've actually got one guy. That's his primary job. Is one of the front end loaders, just loading trucks and on production jobs. It's not that he scares me, but I'm absolutely mesmerized watching him on that fucking front end loader. They articulate in the center, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The steering. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you come around a corner, most guys will slow down and you'll see the front end turn and the ass end follow. He dirt tracks this motherfucker everywhere he goes. He power slide. And this ain't no little bitty fucking bullshit loader. I mean, this motherfucker's huge.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Well,
it's a damn 990 like you see in a pit at a rock quarry.
Right.
It's
And
huge.
he'll power slide this motherfucker making turns with it.
Nice.
It's just watching him run that motherfucker's like watching Picasso paint or some shit. I'm just mesmerizing as hell.
Right.
Yeah, if he ever fucks up and misses his mark while he's drifting that sumbitch,
He'll
all
roll a little
hell's gonna break loose because that's a big motherfucker to fuck up on.
bit.
Right.
Oh yeah.
We had a guy at one of our local gravel pits. They got a brand new giant front end loader like that, and he had to run up the road, gravel road, for a minute to get to another pit.
Yeah.
And while he was going, he seen all the bumps, so he was just going to drop the blade a little bit and level off them bumps a little bit. Well, it was a brand new machine. I mean, brand spanking, still had the tag on it machine, and he hit tilt instead
Oh God.
and dug a 4-foot deep ditch in the middle of a gravel road and bent that fucker right in half.
Damn.
He got fired.
Holy shit.
Yeah, brand spanking new machine.
Fuck.
I'm surprised he didn't die just from the shock.
Yeah.
But they said when they got that thing out of the hole, you could have dropped a 4 or 5 foot culvert in there and it would have been level at the top of the road. One scoop.
Yeah.
Man.
Apparently heavyweight stuff don't stop quick.
No, it don't. They've got I guess you'd call it a test track or a test area for the morning pre-trip on the equipment. and one of the big loaders is required to stop. You put on brakes at one point doing 15 mile an hour, and you have to stop by the second sign. It's 40 fucking yards, dude.
Hmm.
Damn.
So that gives you an idea how quick they don't stop.
Right.
40 yards, 15 mile an hour.
Yeah.
That's a
You-
lot of weight.
Yeah.
Right. Shit, I drove one of them for a private guy. He bought one just to landscape his property.
Hmm.
It was probably big enough to scoop up a Volkswagen.
Cool.
And that fucker had no brakes. You had to just keep popping in and out of reverse to stop it.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
Oh man.
Yep. Talking about equipment, that new dozer. I mean, I hate that it's going. I'm gonna miss it when they get rid of it because I love the blade that's on it. You know, everybody's, well, not everybody, but people that run dozers, everybody knows what a 4-way and a 6-way blade is. This thing's actually got an 8-way blade. You've got up and down, twist, angle.
Mhm.
You can rock it this way or this way, for getting angles for ditches and shit.
Right.
But the blade itself, you can also tilt the blade forward and roll it up, almost like a bucket on a front end loader.
Right.
Dude, that 8-way blade just makes some shit so much fucking simpler to do. But
No shit.
with the damn computer and that angle management shit, we ain't keeping it.
Hmm.
So
Damn.
Shoot, that'd be nice for rolling like big ass logs up on a trailer or something. You could lay that blade back and get that little scoop under it and whoop, whoop,
uh-huh.
whoop.
Yeah.
Or drain pipes or what have you.
Yeah, I mean, you can take just a regular blade, go in, start putting down pressure and roll back up with it and level it off as you get the top.
Right.
But with that 8-way, you can tilt that blade even more to just basically kind of just barely scratch with the actual edge
Right.
and camber it back. And dude, you can just start rolling massive, massive amounts of dirt that way.
Right.
You don't worry about undercutting anything.
Well,
You can kind of unleash all your power then and just fucking roll huge, huge volumes.
Yeah, they're fun. There's something magic about driving that big shit.
Oh yeah. But when you're on a dozer that's big enough, you hit a pine tree that's about a foot, maybe a foot and a half across, and you don't realize it until you see it fall because you just nicked it with the corner of the blade. That's kind of a sobering reminder that you can fuck some shit up.
Don't bump a building.
Yeah.
Well, that's the first thing you learn about big equipment is there is no little boo-boos.
No. Yeah. And with a dozer, I mean, like a D4, D6, I mean, they're not really big enough to do any real damage.
Right.
But you get up in the 10s and the 11s and like the big super cats, dude, you can fuck up bad in a hurry.
Right.
You're used to the small stuff and the way it feels, you're like, oh yeah, I got a good blade full, doing all right. And you're watching your corners and shit, they're on a blade, and the next thing you know, you're like, man, this thing feels like it's pushing real. It's a hard push. And you sit there and you lean out and look just a little bit better, see what's going on. And you're cutting this fucking deep when you're supposed to be cutting about that deep. Like, oops.
Yeah, those guys that run them big bulldozers and stuff are artists.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I definitely don't claim to be anywhere near artist level by no means, but we got one old guy. He actually owns a dirt pit we run out of real regular. He's got a D11 down there. We delivered for him. I swear it's almost like that dude could take an old Pepsi bottle. We had the twist off lids on them or pop off lids.
yeah.
I guarantee he could open that damn bottle with that damn blade on that dozer
Right.
and never shake the son bitch up. I mean, he's good.
Right.
Got one old guy I used to work for when I first got into being around equipment. He was a motor grader man on every job we were on. if you know anything about doing road work, you know, and you start setting your subgrade and your base and all that, and you set the stone, the surveyors come out and they put in hubs, is what they're called. They're actually in the roadway, and it's a little short wood stake, and the top of the stake is your finished grade. That's what everything's got to match to within 1,000th, right?
Right.
Oh, Hay Bear, Herbert Thrillkill. We all called him the Hay Bear. Motor graders have 6-speed transmissions. All right, he'd come through there fourth, sometimes fifth gear. Well, you take the shovel and you kind of clear out the stone around the hub just a little bit, and you put a little bit of paint on top of it. You hold the shovel handle down, pointing to the hub so he can see exactly where it's at, right? He'd tell you, you just go down through there and paint them. I got it from there. He'd come down through there just hauling ass, like I say, third, fourth gear. He'd cut the paint off the top of the hubs and never pull the hub out of the damn ground.
No shit.
He could do that shit all fucking day.
Oh,
He
That's a
was,
lot of hours spent in the seat.
oh God, yeah. I've never seen anybody that good or any better. I mean, he'd tell you, you can feel when you touch the hub. How the fuck can you feel a damn stick in the ground on a motor grader when you're pushing 3 tons of fucking stone over the top of it?
Right.
Oh, you just get where you can do it. Okay, sure. But he could shave the damn paint off the top of the damn hub, never touch the hub.
Awesome.
sorry about that, guys. I had to take a leak and find some friggin' medicine.
Right on. The sinuses or the back that's getting you tonight?
I don't know. It's the fucking headaches just won't go away. I went to have a bar of these fuckers, and it's just oy. Just one of those things.
Yeah.
You sound all clogged up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, the pine pollen is fucking disgusting too. So I'm sure that's.
Tell you, old tricky, it works pretty good. You get yourself a shop vac, turn that bitch on, stick that hose on your nose. It'll pull shit out of there you ain't seen in 5 years.
I would damn near pay to see somebody do that shit.
Oh, rip half your face off.
No, it makes the eyes water. And,
Oh God.
Your eyeballs will be all sunk back in your head.
my eyes tear like a bitch, and it's just.
Oh shit.
And I cough. Forget about it. I cough. It feels like somebody's hit me in the head with a fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, that shit sucks. And I'm not laughing at you, Mike. I'm still laughing at the whole little mental cartoon I just got from Steve talking about using a shop vac to clear your sinuses. Damn eyes are like a chihuahua in reverse, sucked in instead of bulged out. Oh God.
So I was watching a video, like I was saying before earlier tonight. I was watching a video of John the M.I. Woodsman, and you know, him and his buddy went, and they said it's a spot, and he said he went out the day before, and they raked out where they were gonna camp and everything, and he said something disturbing. He goes, so we raked out the camp and then picked up all the rubbish. I mean, all the rubbish. It's like, and it's amazing because I'll be watching hikers or people, you know, camping or what have you. And you can be in the middle of fucking nowhere, and there's people's trash everywhere, you know.
Oh yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
You know, and he picks it up, and you know, it's like when I hunt, because I smoke when I hunt, you know, not like a chimney, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I put the butts in my pocket, you know.
Yeah.
I seen
You know,
a video of a guy the other day He was snorkeling and walking down a river. It was out west somewhere. And he was, you know, looking for stuff and picking up fishing lures and shit like that. I have never seen so much trash in the river. There were literally pools of beer cans and clothes, and he said it was a real popular area with the college kids. I'm not sure exactly where he was. It was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's just
That's, I mean, even here, you know, I mean, you know, little fishing spots like down here at the Buzzard Roost, the hydroelectric dam. You know, there's, you know, little areas where, you know, over the years people go to that particular spot to fish.
Yeah.
It's horrendous, man. There's, you know, packaging from lures, you know, the little plastic containers from fishing worms and shit.
Yeah.
The little minnow buckets left everywhere. I mean, it's horrible. You know, fucking, like you said, drink cans and bottles all over the damn place. You don't worry about getting snake bit. You're worried about fucking tripping over trash and breaking your fucking neck.
Yeah, that and glass bottles.
Yeah.
Right through the bottom of your foot.
yep.
That's one thing I agree with this state where they put the 10-cent deposit on the cans and bottles. It cleaned up our trash tremendously. You know, on the side of the road and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some poor sap is fucking collecting all the cans. I mean, I used to do it when I drank like a fish, and I used to buy Budweiser by the 30-pack. I'd go in and get 2 30-packs and get the girlfriend a jug of fucking Bacardi.
Ooh.
And hey, gee, what's going on, kid? And I would put him in my shed. And I go in the shed and I can't walk anymore. I throw him in the back of the truck and go get rid of him. And you know, I got enough for fucking 2 more 30-packs. It's just fucking unbelievable, you know.
Oh yeah.
But it's weird.
Oh.
You know, it's weird being out in the middle of nowhere and just seeing shit.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Ow. Oops, sorry about that.
Hey, Mangoes, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Brother G Mangoes. Damn cool to have you in here, man.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, so I mean, it's good that John and his friend, you know, they picked it all up and got it out of there. But hey, who wants to camp in a fucking dump? I mean, really. So
Right.
you know, you sit there with everybody's shit. And,
Right.
I mean, I burn most of them. You know, even up north when I go up north. I have very little trash.
Right.
I burn the, you know, the cardboard containers that the soda comes in, and the paper dishes, and you know, the paper plates there, and napkins, and I burn all of it.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I'll even burn the plastic. It all depends what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
But
Now there's a good steak.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can smell a burning milk jug from 2 miles away, man. I know
Yeah,
that.
well, that's too much. I only do cups. Them fucking jugs, man. Ooh, blacker than black smoke, and I won't do them. And I won't do them when the kids are around. If anybody's down, my brothers. Yeah, I won't do it because you know, that smoke doesn't dissipate quick enough. You know, so
Right.
But I do it. And like I said, when they're not around, I'll do it. But
Well, at least, you know, if you're way out in the middle of nowhere and for some stupid reason you can't take it back with you, at least kick a hole in the dirt and bury it. Something. And if you're out in the woods deer hunting, it takes nothing to whop your heel into the, a big gob of moss or whatever. And
Well,
Well,
I mean, I was always told two things growing up. When I got to driving age, I was told that don't drive your vehicle like it's your own. You take extra care of somebody else's vehicle if you're driving it.
that's right.
And and my grandfather always just tell me, he goes, you go in the woods and it's nice and clean and it's beautiful and everything like that, you leave it the way you found it.
right.
Yep.
Or leave it better, or if you can, leave it better than you found it.
I got a funny story down in Louisiana. I was down there fishing once on some little bayou. Fucking alligators everywhere. It's a pain in the ass. They bite your fish, your bobbers and stuff.
Yep.
But my son down there, I took his buddy, was staying with us, so I took him fishing. He didn't have a dad and stuff. So we're in a little John boat. He's sitting up on the cooler in the front. And as we's heading out to my fishing spot, one of them worm containers come floating by. I said, hey, grab that, will you?
Oh yeah.
That kid leaned off that cooler and hit that water. He come bobbing up out of there, and his eyeballs was as big as saucers. Well, on gators. He was back in that boat so fast, I don't even think he got wet. I had to shut the motor off. I was laughing so hard. And it was just, it was like a ballet. He leaned over, and I seen his foot go off the bottom of the boat, and I said, he's gone.
It's funny how you can.
Damn.
It's funny how, if you think about it, right, them gators. Well, let me say it this way: from what I understand, and from what I watch on TV, let me put that preface out there. It's funny how gators, crocs, and sharks are similar in a weird way that as long as you're down there swimming with them, you're good to go. As soon as you go from the bottom to the top, you're lunch.
Yeah, that's when you turn into bait.
Or if you start on land and you swim across, you're lunch. And isn't it weird because you see all these people getting in the water with gators and the gator disappears. It's like it's afraid of you.
Right.
And I'm not talking a little fucking, 2 foot, 3 foot fucking gator. These fucking things are fucking 15 foot long. They got a fucking head on them bigger than, and they take off.
Oh.
But if you step on one while you're walking, or you fucking, or you, like I said, you go in the water, swim in the river, and you're making noise and all that, you become food. I just think it's weird that those two animals, you go down and you can do whatever you want with them, but you just can't come up. You know what I mean?
Well, they probably take it when we're swimming on the surface. They take it as struggling food.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep,
that's what a lot of them say. But I just find it weird because snapping turtles don't give a fuck where you are. They're gonna snap at you.
Right.
A lot of animals don't care where you are. They're gonna, but I don't know. It just seems like the gators and the crocs and the sharks just, oh, we like you. Just don't leave.
Yeah.
Don't try to get away.
Uh,
Well, turn you back on a growling dog one time and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, my neighbor had my best friend growing up. He had a dog, and you can come in the house, do anything you want. Didn't give a shit. If you walk to that front door without somebody that lives in that house, you lost a foot.
Right.
We purposely wore boots. Because all he would do was bite your ankles when you tried to leave. Because we figured we're there every day, that he knows us and everything's cool.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wow.
You couldn't leave that home. Oh yeah, my brother had a Roddy when he lived down on Guam, and somebody broke in the house. And he's a police officer, and somebody broke in the house. And he had to get on the radio and tell everybody, "Do not enter that house for any reason. Do not enter that house." He says, "There's nobody home. Do not enter that house." The fucking dog took care of the burglar.
Wow.
Oh yeah, my brother raced home and ran in the house, and the dog was just. I guess the guy was on the table, on the kitchen table counter or whatever. And he's all bloody and make him go away. Make him go away. So my brother commanded the dog to stop. The dog stopped and got him out of his house. And all the guys like, "Chris, why didn't you want us to go in there?" And look at him. He says, "You would have had to shoot off that dog. I didn't want you to shoot my dog." He'd have done the same. He'd have done the same thing to you. You know, he said, "I don't want you to shoot the dog." You know. HRM says, I always scared my fishing partners in my John boat. I get going fast and power slide the boat so water would come in the other side. That's mean. Funny. Very funny.
Very funny, yes.
Oh,
But
John boats are awesome till you catch the wrong wave, and then they're submarines.
Yeah.
yeah.
In a heartbeat, kind of like a pontoon boat.
Stevie B, good night. Thanks for joining us tonight. Much appreciated. Yeah, you know what? I hate when I'd go out in the lake up north and I'd be in the canoe. I'm in a 17-foot fiberglass canoe. And I'm sitting in the back of the canoe, you know, I'm not smart enough to sit in the middle. But I have it anchored in the middle, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it don't matter. These fucking boats, they come so close to you, and it's just like, oh, here we go.
Yep.
Here we go. I says, let me hit this thing broadside. So I get my paddle, I'm like this. And so this guy come by me one day, and he says, you know, I watch you all the time from my dock. I go, yeah. He says, why do you allow the waves to hit you broadside? Don't you get wet? I said, yeah, a little bit. I said, but I can't take that thing. I says, the boat's like this. I take a wave, forget about it. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not real big on canoes.
I like them.
My kayak's a lot stabler than a canoe.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
No. Well, you don't quite have the draft with that kayak you have with the canoe either. It's a lot
Right.
shallower in the water.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of sucks on the windy days. You
Yeah.
got to do a lot of paddling to buck the wind.
Sandy, enjoy, sweetheart. Always a pleasure to see you. And if I don't get to talk,
Wow. If I don't get to talking, he's gone. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Night, Sandy.
Yep.
Gone,
Good night,
gone.
Miss Sandy. But
Take
yeah, it's
care,
funny.
Sandy.
Yeah, it's funny we're talking about boats. It's kind of a little thing I've had floating in the back of my mind for a few years. A little project I want to do. I want to find like a 15-foot John boat, and I want to put like an inboard Chevy 350 in it with a little rudder out the back, jack shaft running through the floor.
What's
That'd
this
be
button?
interesting.
No,
what's
you
this button do?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in the midst of saying goodnight to Sandy and saying goodnight, Sandy, and enjoy, because she says she'll see you all in a few weeks. And
Oh.
I went, oh, wrong X. Probably how I
Damn.
do that.
But yeah, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that'd be a fun little toy to have just to play with.
Yeah, that's one of
What's
the
that?
ones you can stand up in the front and drive it.
Oh,
Yeah.
What toy is that?
I just kind of always wanted to get a hold of a 15-foot, maybe even a 10-foot John boat,
Yeah.
and put a
What's
small block Chevy somewhere in the middle of it with a prop shaft running out the back.
John boats? What are those? Just skiffs
Yeah,
Yeah,
flat bottom.
Yeah, it's like a narrow Carolina skiff style boat.
with the square
But-
front, with the square
Yep.
nose on it? Okay. My cousin had a rowboat like that. Well, he could have put a motor on if he wanted to, but
Yeah.
you can always hear him coming when the wind was blowing. You can hear him rolling back in because all the waves would hit him. Boom, boom.
Yep.
Because it was aluminum, you know. So
Yep.
Yeah, they get noisy when you get a chop going and you're going about 20.
yeah.
They get skipping on the top of those waves. Bam, 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 bam.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I just think one of those with a little inboard, that'd be fun to play with. You know?
Right. Well, shit,
Yeah,
they got.
his was only a little one. He only had like a little 12-footer or something.
What are those motors called that have the real long shaft on the back end of them? They use them in the mud and shit.
Oh, muck motor. Well, that's what we've always called them. It's usually like a 4-cylinder Honda.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
things that get them John boats a moving.
Yeah, that might be yeah, that could be interesting. But that's what we've always called. I don't know what the hell they're really called. We just always called them muck motors because you use them in places that you'll foul the fuck out of a prop. You know?
Yeah, it's so you can lift that prop in and out of the mud.
Yeah.
What the hell are them called now? I forgot. Go Devil or something like that.
Hey guys,
Damn if I
I have a
remember.
question.
All right, we may have an answer.
Are we live?
The little yellow box is lit up.
Yeah.
Well, how come I don't have an outside chat? I have the outside chat and it's not. It says please try again,
Got me guessing.
and it's all snow.
Oh
I guess
hell,
Sandy left. Maybe they shut her down.
Huh.
You guys have the
Still
same
see it
problem?
here.
No.
all I have is us. I don't have the YouTube feed.
Right. Yeah, it looks fine here.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, but I can't. I'm gonna get out. I gotta go out and do some fishing.
Yeah, definitely.
I got to find out whether. All right, so I got a major river that runs through. Well, not my town, but very close to it. Anyways, it's the Merrimack River that runs to the Atlantic, and as long as I go by the dam, as soon as I pass the dam, I can catch stripers.
Nice.
Cool.
But what I'm wondering is that when does the river? Hey, P-NASCARs, what's up? It's because I'm hacking the system. Thanks, buddy.
Good old brother Paul.
How you doing, partner? I want to know when a river isn't a river, when it becomes the ocean.
When it goes.
Yeah, when that motherfucker gets really, really, really wide and deep.
Here's what a bunch of guys are telling me. A bunch of guys are telling me because you're able to catch stripers in it, that means that the water is salt water, which means it's no longer a river. They'll consider it a tributary.
Oh, gotcha. At least brackish. Eh?
And
Yeah, breakwater.
so now I'm gonna have to go and get a fucking $10 saltwater license.
Or you could ask them folks. Maybe they got a GPS spot.
Well, a bunch of the people down there are, from what I understand, when you fish at the dam, it's too populated, from what I get, and it's also how do I say this? It's every man for himself.
Yeah.
There's no camaraderie. There's no, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Uh huh.
We got a spot like that here, salmon fishing. It's called the Tippy Dam. It's like asshole to elbow. And they got guys there that love to specialize in, you set your pole down and turn around to light a smoke, and they'll cast across the river and snag your pole and steal your pole.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
just exactly. And I'm not out there to.
Dude, I'd be out there with a slingshot and damn bag full of marbles. Steal
Right.
my rod, you son of a bitch! Whap!
I mean, I told you guys what I did to that guy up on the jetty. You know,
Yeah.
for those that don't know, I used to drink a little bit, and I was fishing off a jetty, man-made. The fucking thing had to be fucking half-mile long. And it had about a 20-inch wide. You know, so the jetty goes down like this, right? There's the top of
Right.
it, and it goes down like this. It was a little ledge about 20 inches wide. You can stand on it, put a you know, tackle box on it, and lean back against the jetty and fish. Well, I land a striper. And this guy says, "Oh, you got fish, you got a fish." And he walks on my line on purpose.
Huh.
The guy's fishing with 2 rods. His rods and his tackle, his reel is more. His reel was worth more than my fucking car was.
Right.
So he was a fisherman. He knew exactly what he was doing. See ya.
Snap.
No, I threw him in the fucking drink.
Oh,
Good man. Good man.
And my girlfriend at the time heard the splash, and she said, "Are we leaving?" And I said, "Only if he calls the police department."
Oh,
She says, "I was comfortable too." I go, "Well, let's get out of here before the cops show up."
well, he
But-
sure as fuck wasn't gonna call my cell phone if you had it on him.
Yeah, let me tell you, this was back in the day, but it sucked. Now I gotta go spend $10 to go fishing.
Damn it.
But that's why I like to go fishing, and I'll take the kids. I'll take anybody that wants to go, or I'll go with somebody. I just don't want it to become like if it's not fun for me,
Yeah.
I won't do it. You know, like it's just. You know what I'm saying? Like Steve was saying, you know, you turn your head and somebody's taking your tackle and shit.
yeah.
No, see that wouldn't. I would. No.
Pissing in your minnow bucket.
Yeah. You know, that's not fun. That's
That's
just-
stupidity.
yeah, exactly, Groove. Exactly, right? Swamp Donkey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yep.
Um,
Howdy, Jeff. And you know, it's funny, OP NASCAR showed up. I actually had this thing out today, and I was thinking about him.
what's that? Is that knife?
Yep.
Yeah, that
Sure.
nice.
My I haven't shown my nephew yet, and he's Uncle Mike, look what I got. And he's got a small Damascus,
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
and I said, it's a really sweet knife. I said, oh, yeah, I said, I gotta do that one. Remind me to show it to you when you get back. Yeah, I love that knife.
Oh yeah.
Fucking sharper than any fucking thing I've ever had in my life.
And the reverse grip on is it's so nice. I mean,
Is
you can really get some shit done and just sit there pulling hide and just keep flicking your wrist.
Right.
As the fat man says, the Jean-Claude Van Damme grip.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
right.
It is, and it's. I hope I get one this year so I can do it with it.
Man,
Well, Falon, how are you, sweetheart?
that one and this one right here are my 2 favorite fucking fixed blades right now.
Right on.
Well, you take that back because I don't actually
Fuck you.
carry.
I was
I don't-
gonna click on it, but I know you're gonna show George's knife. I'm just gonna slap you in the mouth. So I'm not
Like
gonna.
I say, those are 2 of my 3 favorites, but I guess one that is my actual favorite I do carry every day, which there again, thank you, Steve.
Condor.
Yep, that
Well,
thing has been on my hip every fucking day.
Oh, the
since
Condor,
I got
sure,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I love my Condor too.
And I've I've not been gentle on it. I mean, I use the shit out of it. It takes everything you throw at it and some. It just you do something, you're like, damn, I'm fixing to fuck up, and you look at your knife, and your knife's like, what? That's all you got, bitch? Come on. Oh, dude, man, I love it thing.
So let me get this straight. I say hi to Fawn first.
Mhm.
And she comes back with Steve, Groovy, Swamp.
Well,
Okay.
I wasn't aware of the fact she was here, so forgive me for not saying hello. But hello,
Okay, but
darling. It's very nice to see you here.
you're missing the point. You're missing the point. I said hi first.
Well, see, here's the thing. I said hi last, and I'm guessing I'll probably get a response before
Oh,
you
you
do.
will. You will. Oh.
But Flaunt's cool. I like her.
Oh yeah.
What do we use? Fawn wants to know, what do we do for work? Do we use a knife every day? Well, I drive a truck and I work in a warehouse. So, yeah, I need a knife. That's just me. Stump, Groove, Stevie. What do you guys have for answers?
Yep.
Well,
Same thing.
yeah, pretty much the same thing. I mean, you're on the road all the time. If you end up in a wreck yourself, you may have to cut your own seatbelt to get you out. We come across other wrecks all the time. End up having to cut somebody out of their car. While you're waiting on EMTs and shit to show up. We're out on a job site. There's all the time where you need a stick for something. Well, there's a tree close by. Most sticks that you can break off with your hand ain't gonna work for what you need. So you just cut a stick off of it.
Where's my? I just had it with me. I thought it was in my pocket. The knife I got from Chad when we were up north.
And it's like
My
all
boss
person.
my boss at FedEx needed a knife the other night. She says, "Mike, you carry a knife?" I said, "Of course I do." Here. She had to cut the ratchet straps.
Mhm.
You know how thick those are.
Yep.
She come back to me and she goes, "That's a sharp knife." I go, well, yeah. I go, "Please tell me you didn't cut yourself." She goes, "No, I didn't cut myself." I said, "Okay." I said, "So what's up?" And she goes, "It's just a really sharp knife." I goes, "Well, it'd be like carrying a fucking gun with no bullets in it. You know what I mean? It's just."
Yeah.
I said, "You need it to be sharp." I said, she said, "Yeah, but that's way too sharp." I said, "No such thing as way too sharp." And that's the
No.
exact same thing. What you just said to Fawn was the exact same thing I said to her. I said, if you get in a car accident or you come across a car accident and, or whatever, somebody in your vehicle got hurt and you can't undo that fucking seatbelt,
Mm-hmm.
there you go. You don't need to undo the seatbelt. You can cut it right out.
Yep.
And then there's good old fingernail cleaning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make yourself presentable.
But as far as knives and every day goes, every day I've got 3 knives on me. That's around my neck, okay, and that's just small, little, general purpose, whatever I need to do, little small buck, okay. Now, as far as a pocket knife, yeah, buck makes that thing.
Right on.
And
Huh.
in my right front pocket, there will either be one of the spider codes or either my code 4. Usually it's my code 4. And then that condor bush lore's on my hip. Because, I mean, there's certain things that a small knife can do a big knife can't, and there's certain things a big knife can do that a little knife can't.
Right.
And, usually the code 4 fits the bill because it's kind of right there in the middle,
Well, and also to your bush law, you could, if needed to be, you can use that as a, you can baton with that really well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, not to sound insulting or mean or rude or nothing towards Flan, but, she's asking, why a knife every day at work? Well, it's the same reason I have a fire extinguisher in my kitchen and a gun on my hip. Now, I don't plan on the house catching on fire, but if I need it, it's there.
Right.
I don't plan on somebody trying to kill me, but if they do, guess what? I got plan A that says you ain't gonna kill me. I mean, Same reason for having car insurance. You don't plan on being in a wreck, but shit happens.
Yep.
Plus, the government makes you have it.
Yeah, well, there's that. Unless you're, one of the imported illegals, but we ain't getting into that can of worms.
Yeah, no, you do. Fawn wrote back to you and she said to be prepared, Stump. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
And I mean, like some folks, and here again, nothing against the Canadian folks, but I've had a few people from Canada ask me, because their gun laws up there, and a lot of people just, a good many of the Canadian folks don't quite understand why, some folks carry down here.
Right.
Like me, permit or not, I'm carrying on my own property anyway, because I mean, I'm out in the country. There are animals here that can turn me into poop.
right.
I don't want to be poop. I want to stay on this side of the dirt as a whole person, not as a rotting turd.
Right on.
Which as far as outdoor stuff, from what I understand up there in Canada, anybody that's really going out and like the I'll try to pronounce this right, and I'm probably going to screw it up. It's boreal or either boreal, one or the other forest. Even in the dead of summer, from what I understand, folks who go up there don't go without a full-sized axe because it's like a necessary tool for existence in the woods up there.
Yeah, all them trappers up in Canada wouldn't leave home without their axe.
Yeah.
No.
Swamp Donkey's asking what that stands for on your shirt, Stump.
Oh, that's a company I used to work for, NWA. But they'd give us these T-shirts. I mean, hell, they'd give you a box of like 50 of them every couple of months.
Yep.
So that's why it looks like I'm always wearing the same shirt. Trust me, I put on clean clothes every day. But I've got like probably 300 or 400 of these damn T-shirts laying around. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing when Fawn said being prepared, and I was talking with Chris Rumble one time, and
Oh, busy baby.
yeah, busy baby, and he was telling me that he says, Mike, he says, Canada's just like everywhere else, he said, granted some of the laws are obviously different, he said, but what I mean is that he said you can go and you can get your city, and you can have your city, and you can have your tall buildings and all your sirens and all your crime and everything else.
Yeah.
He says, and then you get into Canada. And he said, like, you come to where I live, he said, if you break down, you better have everything you need.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like you going to Maine,
Well, not really, Stevie, because I'm going through towns. So, and I can knock on somebody's door.
Well, yeah,
if
true.
need
But
be. If I'm going to die.
The big woods once you get there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, once I get there, I'm probably 5 miles from the nearest house. Actually more. Yeah, more than that. Because where I go up the Logan Road, oh yeah. So my bad, a lot further than 5 miles.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need. He's like, Mike, when I go, he says, I carry everything I need.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes double.
Yeah.
He says, sometimes I bring 2 tires instead of 1. Sometimes, it's just.
Yep.
He says, I break down. It's especially in the winter. You break down in the winter, he says you can die.
Yeah.
Okay, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That's like us with work. Some of our sites that we end up on are really fucking remote. So all of us have some sort of a, I hate this damn word, but like our acronym, a bug out bag.
Yeah.
All of us have it, a bag in the truck that's got a way to, make fire, a little bit of extra food, shit that don't rot in a hurry, non-perishable stuff. All of us have a good tarp of some sort, I mean, all of us have a way to make ourselves comfortable if we're stuck somewhere waiting for a day or an overnight waiting on somebody to show up to
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and all of our trucks have a box on them that has, some spare parts and tools,
Right on.
I mean, it's like, you don't. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, you would have to, because if you don't, it's the people that like don't know, that don't do the what ifs. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yep.
Or they think that, oh, that won't happen to me, or don't worry, I'll be fine if something happens. I know what to do. Well, you
I
may
have
know
my
what,
cell phone.
yeah, but you may know what to do. That's fine. That's awesome.
Mhm.
But if you don't have the items that you need to do what you need to do, that you know you need to do, you're fucked.
Yeah. I mean, even if you have the skill set, you go out and you practice, so you can make rope from fucking grass, okay? You're that MacGyverish or bushcrafty or whatever. Who the fuck wants to spend 8 hours making 10 inches of goddamn rope when a when $8 to $10, you've got 550-pound test paracord that takes up no room.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
P. Nascott says I usually stay at the Holiday Inn Express.
Oh,
Right on, P. Right on. But you're and Fawn said since YouTube vids, I'm more prepared now than ever, and that's awesome,
Yeah.
Fawn. I think a lot of people can say that.
Yeah.
Right on. And I'm really happy to know that she is, being a little more prepared for, I mean, even if it's just everyday events that can happen.
Exactly. It's you don't have to. He's saying to prepare for fucking Armageddon, but
Right?
are you prepared enough if it's winter and your car won't start or you get a flat and you
Yeah.
have no phone service? Can do you have a wool blanket or two in your vehicle?
right.
Yep.
Do you
Simple
have
stuff.
do you have at
Yeah.
least at least a 20 ounce 12 ounce thing of water with you? Maybe a couple of protein power bars or something.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't have to be MREs and all
No.
that. You'd be amazed if you've never had one. You'll be amazed what a protein bar will do for you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, some of them people take it so far. By the time they get done setting up camp, the truck driver or the tow truck driver's been waiting for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But even my wife, and she doesn't do a lot of. She don't do a lot of what do you call it, driving, rural driving, we'll call it.
Okay.
But because she usually has my children with her,
Right.
she's always got water with her, and she always has blankets with her.
Yeah.
So now, even if the tow truck's going to be an hour and a half, an hour and a half of sitting in the cold. You know what I mean?
And not even the harsh cold like you're talking about, getting down in the negative numbers.
Yeah.
Even if it's say, near freezing. Hell, even if it's in the 40s.
It's cold.
Yeah. And you've got wind moving of some sort, even the slightest of breeze. I mean, there's almost always some sort of a wind.
Oh yeah.
If the situation dictates you can't stay in the vehicle where, body heat can be contained in a small area, and now you're outside, well, you're dressed for the environment. Okay, you live there, you're used to it. You're wearing a sweatshirt, a jacket, pair of jeans, something. Well, that ain't worth a fuck for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's people dress nowadays typically for the weather, for the duration of walking from a doorway of their house to their car, and from their vehicle to the doorway of a store or something or a restaurant.
Hey, HRM, good night. Thank you for coming in.
Yep. Later, HRM.
No, you're right. I see the kids today, Stump. You know, it's 35, 40 degrees out, and they're in a t-shirt waiting on the bus.
Yeah.
And I just laugh.
I mean, I'm a rather warm-natured person. I mean, even the winter, I won't wear a jacket all the time. But, you know, I've got a really heavy coat, stays in my truck, you know, out there in the Tahoe. I've got one that stays in, you know, the truck I use at work primarily. I've got a set of coveralls that stay in my truck year round. You know?
Well, it's June 3rd, and I'm in a sweatshirt, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 92 degrees here today, so I wasn't quite needing a sweatshirt.
It was like 69 today here, but now it's cooler, a lot cooler. But all right, it's actually 12:20, and I actually said earlier that we were going to get out of here a little bit before 12. So
yeah,
and I did go a little bit longer than expected. But I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with us, and thank you guys for coming with us on the panel, and so we can have this. I just figured we'd do it. You know, like I said, Michelle couldn't do hers, and
right.
So I figured just do a, you know, we'll get together and have some fun.
Right on.
So listen, you guys, enjoy, peace, and we shall see you all later.
Yep. Y'all be good.
Night, guys. Take care.
Hang on.
Bye.
It won't go bye-bye.
No shit.
It won't.